Welcome back to Fratelli's Cast.
Well, just
I would not even like.
do you know that?
Fucking Led Zeppelin 3, the Fratellis. Welcome to the Black Parade.
Well, like,
What-
have you listened to that album?
Yes,
Oh,
it's good. It is good. I'm not saying that it's bad.
it's
I don't. He's not going on musical integrity. He's going on level of slap.
How
Like-
much fire this
8.5 slaps out of 10.
like pretty much every single one of those songs on that album, except for like maybe one, I can listen to straight front to back.
My trying not to be a douchey opinion of it, but it's
Good
gonna-
luck.
It's basically the same song repeated over and over and over and over again.
Oh, okay.
That's why I wouldn't. It's good, and they're like stylistically, they have very much their own style.
Scottish.
Sure.
They're a
All-
Scottish rock band. They're
Yeah.
from Glasgow.
Yes, but there's lots of bands from Glasgow. Not all of them sound like the Fratellis.
Name one.
Franz Ferdinand. Damn it.
No, Franz Ferdinand is a country.
Yep.
Yep.
The
And And
Archduke.
it killed Hitler.
Yeah.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the country, the one that got assassinated
Yep.
and plunged the world into the Cold War.
Way to die, idiot. Look what you did.
Yep. That's all true. That is 100% real facts.
I forgot to be honest with you, I forgot that Franz Ferdinand was a human being. And I was thinking, yeah, it was the Archduke from Franz Ferdinand in my brain. And then the more that came out,
It all
The more
comes
I
out.
oh, you
realized-
weren't fucking with me. You were
at
just
first I was not fucking with you.
the
and
country
then
of
But if I
France.
spin this,
And
They'll-
then in my brain, it went, oh, yeah, that little girl that used to be Cosmo and Wanda's child back in the day is the one who wished for the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand and plunged the world into World War I.
Yep.
That is Fairy Odd Parents lore.
fairly
Fairly Odd Parents lore. That is canon.
that a little
Just so
girl
you
that
know.
boop
made an
poof. What's
no,
the
no.
fucking-
It was just like an off.
Like, Timmy
Just-
wanted to meet, like, the previous godchildren of theirs.
Oh,
And he met a little girl, like, he met a lot of weirdos, and then there was this little girl who was like, Cosmo, Wanda, why'd you leave me? Timmy, they're gonna leave you one day. And he's like, well, I can't have that happen. That sounds shitty. Why'd you leave her? And they're like, yo, Timmy, you know, I know you don't know
we
school.
assassinated the Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
I know you don't know
She
school
made us
very
wish
well.
for terrible things.
He made me do terrible things.
She caused World War One. And he's like, oh, yeah, that happened in an
Oh,
episode.
Butch Hartman.
I mean, the real lesson is don't have motorcades. Those tend to end badly.
No, okay, so this is how
Why do you have an opinion on this?
You just mounted.
this is how he was assassinated. Okay, so the Black Hand,
Yes.
that was their name.
I know.
So the Black Hand, they fucked up the assassination first off. Like the guy tried to throw a grenade at it. The grenade was a dud, but everyone still saw it and everyone freaked the fuck out, including the would-be assassin. He's like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna peace out then. Runs down an alley, and then in true wherever the hell he's from fashion is like, you know what? I think I earned myself a sandwich. Stops at a cafe, eats outside at this cafe, and the motorcade for Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who was almost assassinated, just instead went down to another street, the very same street he was on, and he's like, oh, God is in my favor, put down a sandwich, jumped up, and shot him twice in the chest. And that's how he was assassinated, like, by chance, by dude eating sandwich.
Do you know what my favorite assassination attempt is?
Rasputin.
No.
That's mind-blowing that's not your favorite.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt. So here's the story of Teddy Roosevelt's attempted assassination. Teddy Roosevelt, or there's a guy. Yeah, for those, I should make context. Teddy Roosevelt came into office because, what is his name? William McKinley was assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
So Teddy Roosevelt became president. Then he ran for re-election, won it again. He could have ran for a second time. He decided, nope, not going to do that. Going to go to Africa. Going to go do some cool shit. Comes back from Africa. Sees that William Howard Taft is fucking some shit up. And he's like, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I'm going to run for president again. And they said, no, he's the president. He gets the ticket. And he said, fuck you then. I'm going to make my own party. And
Independent bitches.
So he does. He's campaigning. Some guy was told by the ghost of William McKinley that there cannot be a president who's been in office for more than 8 years. To which his brain goes, cool. Thanks, ghost of William McKinley. I have to go assassinate Theodore Roosevelt to make sure that he wasn't in office for more than 8 years. Super fine. He'll be super upset when he finds out what happens to the next Roosevelt who comes into office.
Turning in his grave.
So I'm glad that joke landed so well for
Oh,
you.
that's a joke. It's just an observation.
I'm so sorry, Ghost of McKinley.
I've done. He's up there with McKinley's like, you had one fucking job.
Stop the Franklins.
Stop the Roosevelts, not the Franklins.
The Franklin.
Stop the Roosevelts. You had one job.
Ben Franklin's like, what did I do?
Fucking
I give you libraries, and this is how you pay me? Now, where's my slave?
oh, daylight savings time. Anyway, so
Yeah, it all evened out.
yep. Yeah. So this guy's like, gotta go kill Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt's on a motorcade. He's going to an auditorium where he's going to make a speech.
Ooh.
And this guy's like, hey, fuckface. Runs up to his car while he's waving to the people and shoots him in the chest. And everybody's like, and they beat the hell out of that man. And they take him to jail. And they're like, oh my God, former president, whatever, President Roosevelt, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, we need to get you to a hospital. And he's like, no, it's cool. Look, the bullet's still inside me. It just went through all these papers for my speech in my glasses case. And they're like, okay, so we still need to get you to the hospital because there's a bullet inside you. And he's like, no, you need to get me to that speech. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, yeah.
I ain't no bitch.
I told them I was going to go do that. So then he goes and makes a 30 or 45
It's an
minute
hour-long speech.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's a very
It was
long
it was in the double digits of minutes.
yeah, long. He's reading from his speech that he has printed out, but it has a bullet hole in it. So he's like throwing the papers as he's still being Teddy Roosevelt. So just fucking arms flailing and screaming because this is pre-microphone. So he's addressing an auditorium. So he's just bombastically belting. And then they're like, okay, so you did the speech. Can we go to the hospital now? And he's like, I guess. And look, it's the most fucking bananas thing I've ever heard in my life.
And that man grew up to be Chuck Norris.
I replaced.
Also, I'm sorry. He's in his 60s at that point, too.
Yeah.
Like,
I replaced Obama with Teddy Roosevelt, but saying the same things when we do our Obama voice.
No, that's not
Hey,
necessary.
Michelle,
Hey, Michelle, you have the first aid kit.
get me the first aid kit.
I got a
I don't
speech,
know
but
how Teddy Roosevelt speaks,
but some white
I
guy
just
shot me.
imagine he just yells
So,
and just has a very scratchy, loud.
to my
booming
knowledge,
voice.
I think Teddy Roosevelt had, when spoke, because there's only like one recording, and I really don't remember it, but I think it was the Mid-Atlantic accent.
I don't know what that means.
That's a made up.
It's the 50s accent.
That was it was a made up accent. Some guy devised that English would be better if we all had one accent. So he created the mid-Atlantic accent.
So that
Mid-Atlantic
comical accent when people try to make fun of the 50s.
or old-time movie stars. Yeah,
Was
this guy
made
would
up.
actually go and coach the starlets and everything like that how to talk because the accent is in between East Coast American and British.
Yes.
So that's why they all talk like that. You know.
Yes, my good American people. I was a Rough Rider. Yes.
Michelle.
Hey, Michelle, how about this anime?
I caught Scar. What the fuck are you? Teddy
Every episode.
Wow.
Have you seen this new one? Demon Hunter.
Cozy, stop.
Yono so yaiba sakamatsu.
Beat his ass, Midoriya.
Yeah, go ahead, complain, Rob. I'm just gonna cut it. We're having fun. Cozy's allowed to have a little fun. Isn't Cozy?
I want
Cozy
All
allowed
Might
to have
with
a
that
little fun?
accent now.
The All Might with the mid-Atlantic accent.
Why? Because I'm here.
Detroit Smash. I see you are the all for one. Well, turns out I'm the one for all.
As a matter of fact.
All American Smash.
Now, Midoriya, what you got to do is to picture a microwave. Put a little egg in there, okay? You see the little egg? Yeah, that's the egg.
You're the egg. Now, I want you to focus
Now,
real
all for
good.
one is the egg. Now, that microwave, now that's you, Midoriya.
Is this an actual part from it?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Oh, 100%. It's how we trained him how to use all for one.
Cozy, when did you jump into My
Yeah,
Hero?
where'd you start? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like episode 9?
There you go.
So that's why.
Weird.
It's weird how you expect that you don't know things.
How have I not seen everything? The fucking meme with Eric Andre. Who didn't show Cozy the first 9 episodes?
Jeff,
So-
do you have a favorite assassination?
Oh, the Rasputin thing that you were talking about?
Yeah.
So
What about
I did more research on that. So, everyone, like, the story goes,
More research.
the story goes that he was poisoned. The poison wasn't good enough. He got shot like 50 times.
Missed all the organs.
The bullets weren't good enough, so they beat the shit out of him and strangled him, and that still wasn't good enough, so they put him in a bag, threw the bag into the river, and he was still able to claw his way out, and the only reason why he died was of hypothermia,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
That's how the story goes. But I
Went.
found out through further research that that's actually bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
that the dude who, like, actually just pretty much shot Rasputin
Mm-hmm.
and killed him, he didn't want to be seen as a little bitch who just up
didn't-
and like killed him.
He didn't want to be the guy who just came up and put a bullet in him. Like,
I actually heard the opposite. They still shot him a few times. He went down and then got up, and then they shot him in the head because that's where the myth of it comes from. They had already poisoned him, and then they shot him, and then he got up, and so they shot him again. Like, where the logical
Like you
conclusion-
do.
Yeah. They were like, we'll shoot him in the head. This time, he dies.
Well, like I'll have to I'll double check again, but yes, from what I was reading, he pretty much just shot him in the back of the head. He was just like, no, fuck this dude. Shot him in the back of the head, and people were like, really? He was like having dinner and you just shot him in the back of the head? Like, what a puss. And then he changed his story because he didn't want to seem like a bitch. And he was like, yeah, no, I poisoned him for it. Like, he was a fucking monster. I can't believe I was able to do it.
Yeah, no, they straight up, like, that was a planned hit.
Yeah, like, it was planned. But again, like, he walked up and it was just like, bang. And
Yeah,
then people were making
tried-
fun of him for it.
No, they tried to poison him because this is the craziest shit about it. So he had gotten stabbed previous to this because he's such a lovable guy. So
He's
the lover of the Russian queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Russia's greatest love machine.
So he gotten stabbed in the stomach, and back in those days,
Yeah, he did.
they took out part of his intestine because that was no good. It was all
Mhm.
ruined.
It was all stabbed.
Yeah, it was all
It was
fucked
all
up.
knifey.
Oh, this one's full of holes.
Yeah. So they cut
What
that
happened
out.
to? Oh, right.
Rah, intestine.
Ruptured next to bleeding spleen.
So they took that out. So when they poisoned him with arsenic, it actually didn't have its effect because it passed through his stomach too fast.
Oh my god.
So he was all
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, right. Like he was like a little loopy and fucked up because he had been poisoned with arsenic, but it didn't kill him. He's like, oh, I think I got the shits. Could also be, I
Might be that knife hole I have.
Yeah, might be that part of my small intestine that isn't there anymore. Which I imagine they did that surgery much like what you do when you're like fixing a car that you're not 100% sure how it works, where you're just like, and you like cut it at both ends and then just kind of like stick it back into its like new socket. Fucking like
It's like any electronic you fix, just like, oh, this is frayed. I'm just gonna cut both ends and assume that the current can travel this shorter distance with no problem.
Just like, all right, there we go. Good enough. Give me some tape. All right, and we good. I just plugged it back into the thing that it was
Put some
plugged into.
caulking in it. Alright, we gotta let this set.
All right. You good for the next 30 minutes?
Don't move.
Don't worry, I'll give him some more heroin and cocaine.
Dude, we're in here. We just shoot it right into his heart. I really feel it. What do
So-
you?
So do you have a favorite assassination?
Well, not anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you about the JFK alien assassination theory?
I feel like I'd remember if you had.
I was trying to think of something. Thank you.
So
It was out of this world.
so there's a
Can I
theory.
probe you for more information on this, please?
That's what they're keeping in Area 51.
JFK.
So in I think it was like my freshman year, we did a unit on conspiracy theories, and a lot of people
Question. Did your teacher sound like this man?
No, not at all.
That would have been...
No, he sounded like this. If you look at the right angle.
Yeah, no, his buddy was like, and we brought in a guest speaker. All right, man, I'm going to tell you about, there's this place.
Man, I was right there, man, and I felt it.
Yeah, I saw it with my own two eyes.
I felt this presence, you know?
I saw it with my own two eyes, which you could totally accept as a reliable source of information by the sound of my voice. But man, no, it was crazy. Like we saw.
I want to hear about your conspiracy theory class, Cozy.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh,
Continue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, you're fine. So it actually got to the JFK unit, and there was like a million conspiracies around it, and the teacher was like, "Hey, listen, we're just as a fun little like 20-point project, just research some conspiracy theories and just turn it in whatever, right?" So a lot of people were doing like a lot of the
9/11.
No one did
about
9/11.
I thought wasn't it enough to be about JFK or just in general?
Just in general. No one did a 9/11 one at that point in time.
I thought you were
Still
gonna say
a
no
little
one
too
did
soon?
9/11.
That's the real conspiracy.
There's someone who did 9/11.
They're still there.
No, a lot of people were doing things like, oh, did the aliens build the pyramids? Did they build Stonehenge? Because this was around the time when Ancient Aliens was also kind of out as well.
Just slaves.
How did they do this? Where did they acquire slaves?
Turns out, slaves.
What if that's what the aliens taught us? That's their alien technology. It's just enslaving other people to do the work.
How did you build it? Oh, see those people who aren't like you? Yeah? Make them yours.
That's yours now.
Oh. And then that's where the God complex comes in.
They're
They're
just
like,
like-
look, the guy in the
Yeah, they're
sky
just like,
told
huh.
me that you guys are mine. Like, shit, well, I can't argue with that. And I don't
Are
have
you
the
sure? Yeah, it's in this book.
He gave it to me.
So when Moses spoke with God, was that just like a good alien hiding behind a bush?
Yeah. Well, his ship had crashed, and he was like, "Hey, man,
And like
that's where the fire came from."
like some of those
Well, no,
rules,
it was. Oh wait, yeah, there was fire.
and like he has the alien has the obvious ones, like, yeah, don't kill, that's a bad one. Don't sleep
Unless
with
they're
your
slaves.
He's talking on past experience. He's like, and definitely don't covet your neighbor's wife. Fucking Brett. Did I steal your thing?
Yeah, but that's okay.
It's okay. You can use that charger to charge your Fitbit I gave you.
Don't. Okay, listen.
All right. So anyway,
Don't be a piece of shit about this.
so your conspiracy theory class.
JFK
Yeah.
alien assassination.
Yep.
We're doing that thing we do.
So the conspiracy goes that the reason why JFK wanted to get us on the moon so badly
It's all the
was
cheese.
because he had knowledge that there were aliens up there,
Oh.
and he wanted to announce the existence of aliens to the world, and they were like, no, we can't have any of that.
The aliens were, or
So they mind controlled Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh.
the aliens. Okay.
The
The
aliens,
communists or the aliens?
the aliens,
aliens.
Both? Okay.
the aliens mind controlled Lee Harvey Oswald,
Pick a name. Am I right?
and had him assassinate JFK so that he could never
The
spill the
perfect
secret.
cover up.
Yes.
I just had that real guy
And
kill
then they
him.
brainwashed random guy in mob to shoot Lee Harvey Oswald.
I've seen Zoolander. It was two guys, and they were beautiful.
Who's the other guy? Who's the guy who shot Lee Harvey Oswald?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
He R.V. Oswald.
Jack Wilkes Booth.
That
Yep.
was the guy who killed Lincoln.
No, Jack
No,
Wilkes
John
Booth?
Oh,
Wilkes
His
Booth.
descendant
Yep.
to carry on the lineage.
There was the
'Cause Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK. That means he was president now. You've seen Hamilton, right?
yeah.
The ghost of McKinley told
the
this
ghost
guy
of
to
McKinley told John Wilkes Booth to kill Abraham Lincoln.
I am the ghost of McKinley, and John Wilkes Booth was like, who?
Who? And he's like, a president from the future. Why are you a ghost? Ooh. He's like, not getting this.
I
Kill Lincoln.
Here's $8. Okay.
Kill Lincoln. Why? Well, have you seen how long an impeachment process takes? Okay. What if you could just do it real quick?
Dude.
Like a night.
Did you know that Abraham
Okay.
Lincoln is the first person to
Die.
person to have recorded performing a choke slam? So
This is the most cozy fact I've ever heard in my life.
Abraham Lincoln was like
407
he was
years.
he was a wrestler,
He fucking invented the choke slam.
and the earliest known depiction of a choke slam is from one of Abraham Lincoln's journals,
Like recorded match. Oh,
where
journal,
he
okay.
described grabbing a dude by the neck, lifting him up in the air, and throwing him to the ground.
I need some serious fucking fact checks on this. Where was he fucking wrestling in?
No,
He's like-
wrestling's been around since the Greek times, since ancient
Yeah,
Greece.
stupid.
Oh, I'm sorry. When did wrestling come into play where you choke slam a man?
When Abe Lincoln stepped in the ring.
And here he is.
I did a research project on Abraham Lincoln because in high school I was always trying to be even now, always trying to be the funny guy. I was trying to find very ambiguous facts.
That doesn't seem ambiguous. That seems pretty fucking straightforward.
Or
But what does this mean?
during the campaign, during the campaigning
He
season.
choke slammed him.
No. He didn't choke slam a dude.
That man's
Um,
presidential
Tonight
material.
on the debate.
Andrew Johnson.
Dies.
by strapping new Republican buck. Who will be victor and who will be vice president?
So during the campaigns, somebody who was like one of the strongest candidates against Lincoln during a debate was like, you know, that Abraham Lincoln, he's a lawyer, like he's a rich boy from Illinois. Yeah, he's a rich boy from Illinois. He doesn't know what it's like to be a working American like all of you people. I am a person of the land like all of you.
A Democrat.
And
back when they were still racist.
And Lincoln didn't have...
I've got news for you, Rob.
Lincoln did not have a verbal rebuttal. He went up to this dude and like tore open his shirt.
Cozy.
And what?
Continue.
Just finish.
Continue.
Finish this, please.
Continue, please.
We don't believe you.
I don't believe you. This is like 8th grade you were on the internet and saw it and were like,
for the last fucking like 15 years.
You're like, you've committed this to fact. That's a fanfic somebody wrote 10 years ago on Abraham Lincoln.
Please continue. I need to know what else happens.
Like, he ripped open a shirt and the undershirt that he was wearing underneath it was made out of like, I forgot what material, but like it was a very...
Cotton or wool? Because it's one of those two.
Whichever one was more... He was wearing something like very expensive underneath like his...
Silk.
Yeah, so it was probably something. He was wearing something very expensive.
Take a look at this.
Pretty much just what he did. He's like, yeah.
Wearing a nightgown.
Yeah. He's like, this asshole wants to come up.
I'm so sorry. I'm too busy laughing at this picture in my head. Just like, check this out.
Rips open his shirt to see a nightie.
Look at this.
Oh, you don't think I'm a working man, eh?
Yeah. You like what you see?
$5 will get you a log cabin.
You just take one look at him and you're like, yeah, why don't you come over here and do something about this? Why don't you go ahead and do that? I'm fucking loco.
No, wait, I think I might have misspoke. He didn't tear open his own shirt. I don't know if that makes it any... It seems like it makes the story worse.
Kinda.
No, he walked up to the other dude
and tore open his shirt to reveal his nightgown.
Exposed his breasts. And that's how Abe Lincoln started the... I'm not making this joke. Never mind. Nope. So he rips open, I don't know, Billy's shirt.
Like, I already said everything. You just...
just to expose, like, oh, look at prissy little frou-frou
like
here,
he's
the
wearing
working
something,
man.
like, very expensive underneath it. He's like, yeah, look at this piece of shit. He says he's, like, a broke mofo like all of you, and he's wearing this shit. He's full of shit. Who are you gonna believe? This dude who's got the balls to fucking manhandle his opponent like this? Or this guy who's clearly lying? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, good point.
Let's vote for the president who manhandled... Wait.
Ooh.
Good point. Good point.
You know they let you do that when you're famous. You just rip open shirts. And they let you.
They just reveal their nightgowns.
You just grab them by the boutonniere. Good old Abraham Lincoln.
Honest Abe, they called that one.
Put that man on a mountain immediately.
Choke slam whoever says anything bad. Yeah, Cozy, I don't believe a fucking word of anything you just said. Don't Google it.
You know what? I'm going to be 100% real here. As soon as it switched to he tore open the other guy's shirt, I was like, oh, okay, no, this is probably real.
All right, I can believe that.
Just like...
Like,
I don't believe the choke
fan,
slam.
He didn't go Clark Kent and just like rip open his shit.
Like now I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, fanning Abe Lincoln is so much better than cannon Abe Lincoln.
Fanning Abe Lincoln. Let's see, what else could he have done?
Rob, Cozy, you've probably seen this because you watch stupid shit that I like. Have you ever seen the fucking YouTube video from the guys who ended up making China, Illinois, where they make a music video about George Washington?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
They did another one with Father John Misty.
That's right. They did.
It's oh my god, it's incredible. So,
Cozy, I believe you.
The choke slam was innovated by Paul Heyman for use by the wrestler in 911. Though one of the earliest accounts of the move dates back to a 19th century recounting that describes Abraham Lincoln, himself a wrestler in his youth, using a technique very similar in description.
what are you reading that on right now? Don't say phone.
Smartphone.
I'm going back through sources because it was on Wikipedia, and
okay,
go,
so
It'll have a sourced link.
Yeah. WWEfandom.com.
So while he's doing that, I had an actual thing because it's the beginning of October right now. So I was gonna ask what was like your favorite Halloween costume you ever had?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Revealing his opponent. I played the opponent, my mother.
I wish I could somehow do this Abraham Lincoln character that we've invented as a Halloween costume without having to explain where it's from and, depending on the family member, what a podcast is.
It's like a radio show. What station? Oh, fuck. All right.
Look at Marge.
I like how the episode will be assassination attempts and your favorite Halloween costume.
Cozy,
What?
was your favorite Halloween costume growing up?
I didn't have any.
Yeah, I was a ninja 4 times in a row because my grandma made the costume.
Okay, I was Spider-Man. Bye, everybody. Yeah, that was fun. Cool. Hey, make sure to bring stuff for the podcast. Okay, I got a pretty good one. It's topical. It's seasonal. Great, yeah.
I didn't expect to go on a 30-minute tangent on what's your favorite assassination attempt.
My mom put me in a suit and then gave me a pointy hat and then said, "Yeah, Cozy, you're Harry Potter." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, don't they ever wear suits or nice clothes?" And I went, "No, Mom, never." She's like, "Well, you're Harry Potter in a suit." And I said, "All right, Mom."
I'm sorry.
The next year, my mom put me in the same
See, this
suit.
is what I wanted to happen.
The next year, my mom put me in the same suit
Okay.
and then gave me a bald cap. And she said,
All right, now
Cozy.
you're Harry Potter.
Now you're Bernie Sanders.
she's like, "Cozy, you like Austin Powers. Now you're Dr. Evil." And I was like,
In a suit.
I was like, "Mom, he wears like a gray, like none of this." She's like, "Well, it's close enough." And I said, "All right."
Why does she have all these suits for you? But
No,
It's
it
the
was-
same suit.
It was the
Oh,
same
okay.
suit.
My grandma she took black material
Oh no.
and sewed it
Oh,
into
okay.
one massive piece that had armholes and leg holes and a head hole.
Yeah.
And that was both my ninja costume and my vampire costume.
Oh, nice.
One came with a hood that she made, and the other one came with a cape that she made. And depending on what I wanted to be that year, whether it
Be a vampire ninja.
ninja or a vampire, I didn't want to be a vampire and a ninja. So I was a vampire.
Why
like,
not?
3 or 4 years in a row, and I was a ninja like 2 or 3 years in a row. So I was just black material guy there with no fucking distinct markings. It was just a sack with armholes.
Big feel.
Jeff.
When I,
So Jeff, you were Spider-Man? Tell us about that.
Well, and then one year, I took a T-shirt and I cut the sleeves off, and I put like a bunch of prosthetic fur on my hands, and then I wrote a big number 2 on the shirt, and then I was the Second Amendment.
that's good.
Right? That was my like senior year of high school Halloween costume.
Okay. I was like trying to think. I'm like,
I'm like
why
7.
Would you
I'm
be
just like,
like, wow, you're a pretty woke fucking kid.
What do you want to be for Halloween, sweetie? Most important fucking law in this nation, woman.
Did you get that from the Fairly Odd Parents?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I got it from like General Punnery.
Oh, okay.
There was a year where my mom gave me a broken camera, and then had me wear
I'm not gonna tell stories anymore.
one of the like Hawaiian shirts that I already had, and said, "Now you're a tourist."
You're a tourist, but
Wait. Wait a minute.
because it would have been bad if he just went as Hawaiian.
Well, Hawaiians don't have cameras.
That's why it was broken.
Oh. Oh. Oh.